Hello and welcome to this very special presentation of your Oregon Symphony, Sinfónica, a tour of Latin America and the Caribbean through music. Mi nombre es Raúl. I will be your host and conductor. Together, you and I, we're going to go on a journey, un viaje juntos. This is the first of 4 episodes that we're going to be exploring together. Now, along the way, I might ask you questions or give you ideas to talk about. When that happens, feel free to pause the video and talk to one another, connect and engage with whoever you're watching with. Now, if you have a map, it's going to make things more fun. You'll be able to find each of the countries that we will be visiting. Now, our journey, nuestro viaje, comienza en el sur. We're going all the way south to South America. And our first country is a very big country that starts with the letter B. Can you guess what country that is? I'll give you a hint. They speak Portuguese. Now here's Oregon Symphony cellist Marilyn de Oliveira talking about her own favorite memories of this country when she was a child.
Oi, galera! Tudo bem? My name is Marilyn de Oliveira, and I'm a cellist with the Oregon Symphony, and we're so excited to share so much good music with you today. In the country where I grew up, it's a very big country. It has so much beautiful landscape. I would take a lot of bus rides across the country and take in the beautiful scenery. There's everything from rainforests to beautiful high mountains and desert land, all the different temperatures you can imagine. And I remember just having so much fun, kind of like what we get to do here in Portland, Oregon, enjoying the nature all around us. It's probably why I love it here in Portland so much too, because it reminds me of my country where I grew up, where my parents grew up, where my grandparents grew up. It's the beautiful country in South America called Brazil.
That was Marilyn de Oliveira, and yes, the country is Brazil. Now, you and I, nosotros vamos a visitar Brasil por tren, by train. Brazilian composer Heitor Villa-Lobos wrote a really fun piece of music that depicts a little train going through the Brazilian countryside. At the beginning of the piece, you're going to hear the percussion section of the orchestra imitating the sound of an old train. You'll hear it as it starts slow, and it gets faster and faster and faster. Then somewhere in the middle of the piece, you're going to hear a very loud train whistle, or the instruments of the orchestra playing what sounds like a train whistle. See if you can recognize when that happens. And then the train keeps going until eventually it comes to a gentle stop at the end. This is O Trenzinho do Caipira, the little train from the countryside, by Brazilian composer Heitor Villa-Lobos. O Trenzinho do Caipira, the little train from the countryside by Brazilian composer Heitor Villa-Lobos. Now, were you able to recognize that moment in the middle of the piece where we hear the very loud train whistle? I love it when composers use orchestral instruments to create special effects like that. Now, de Brasil, ahora nos vamos para Argentina. Hay un tipo de música y baile muy famoso de Argentina llamado tango. You may have heard of tango, both the dance and the music. There is another dance style from Argentina called malambo. And this one is all about stomping. There is a lot of stomping in malambo. In fact, malambo was originally a competitive dance form where men would try to outdance each other by seeing who could stomp the best. So are you a good stomper? We're about to put your stomping to the test. We're going to play a malambo by Argentinian composer Alberto Ginastera. And about 2 minutes into the piece, you'll hear and you'll see the whole orchestra stomp twice. Stomp, stomp. And that's going to happen again for a total of 6 times. My challenge to you watching this is, can you catch that first stomp that we do and then do it each time that happens with the orchestra? So go ahead and stomp along with us. This is Alberto Ginastera's Malambo. That was Malambo del compositor argentino Alberto Ginastera. I'm sure you saw the stomping, and maybe you also saw a couple of moments where the clarinets, they just lift their instruments and they play something that sounds like a big scream. It's a super fun piece of music to play, and actually, I wish I was a percussionist just to play this piece. And speaking of percussionists, here is the Oregon Symphony's own Sergio Carreño.
Hi everyone out there, un saludo muy especial para todos. The malambo is such a fun piece to play as a percussionist. Not only do all my colleagues play all those wonderful instruments, xylophone and bass drum and snare drums and all that, I get to play this instrument called the tambourine, la pandereta. And what's really fun about that is I can do the three things that define a percussion instrument. I can strike it, golpear. I can shake it, sacudir. Or I can scrape it, raspar. And I get to do all those three elements on this one instrument for this piece, the malambo. Also, it grooves really hard. So, hope you're enjoying all this wonderful music. We love playing it for you. Have an awesome day. Un saludo bien grande para todos. Ciao, ciao.
This is the first of 4 episodes of Sinfónica, and each episode is going to end with a creative challenge. For your first creative challenge, we're going to ask you to create a piece of visual art. It can be a drawing, a painting, a collage, anything you want, inspired by the first piece of music that you heard, the one about the little train in the Brazilian countryside. And if you have access to social media, we would love to see your creations. You can post them to Instagram and tag @Oregon Symphony. Gracias por unirse a este viaje con nosotros. Mi nombre es Raúl, and we will see you at the second installment of Sinfónica.